Okay. Hello. Hello, everyone. What is up? What is up? This one is gonna be, let's say this one is gonna be definitely half serious, mostly serious though. Hey, Joe Rogan rate. This is gonna be great for people who are coming from Joe Rogan. I tell you what. That's such a Virginia thing to say. I tell you what. I want to be able to move a lot. What am I talking about? Let's get other people in here. Let's wait until more people come in. Oh man, people are coming in fast today. Hello. Yeah, it's filling up fast today. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to basically title this well and explain myself well. Essentially, this is what you're gonna experience right now is essentially a thought beast that I've been thinking about for the last 2 months, even before this whole thing. Actually, the last 3 months. I did a video on this, and it was like it was something that was a little bit more off the cuff, but now I do have a little bit more evidence to, I guess, support my thoughts on and my ideas on this whole thing. Essentially, this whole community centers around this idea, and this is pretty much what I think about the community in general, and in part of the whole CX network in general. I believe this is what is happening. This is something that I have been watching for a while, so. Alex Jones stole your belongings. Okay. Alrighty, we're gonna start. Okay. Why did they call me out yesterday? Call me out about what? Call me out about what? I forget. What happened? A lot of stuff happened yesterday. Actually, before I jump into it, a lot of stuff happened yesterday. I think that kind of that solidified what happened yesterday. Did solidify a lot of things that I've been thinking. It was a very good eye opener, I would say. Oh, Lucha's sister, right? Lucha's sister did not have the actual information, and it is very funny when someone tells you said something about, you said this thing, right? But you already know what you said, and you don't even need to repeat what you said because it's already in a video. So you can literally go back to that video and see exactly what I said or did not say. So what they were saying is that I said, oh, Lucha is not going to be funny, which I never said. I said, oh, what do you guys, they asked me what I thought. This is during the elimination. I cannot believe we're still talking about this. But they were like, oh, do you have any words for the other butlers? And I said, I hope they're going to be entertaining. And that's what I said. I guess that's the worst thing you can ever do. And then the other thing was that they were upset that I tried to take his mask off. Oh my God, that is the worst thing. Oh, that's the worst thing you could ever do. It's almost like I literally went up to him and punched him in the balls. And that's like the worst thing that I could ever have done. So the worst thing I've ever did, and the things that they were mad about, was that I said, I hope they can be entertaining, and I tried to take Luchador's mask off. I realized after I tried to take the mask off, I should just stay away from Lucha, and that's what I did. But okay, we have enough people to start this whole thing. So, this whole thing is pretty serious. It's nothing to play with. It is something that I've been thinking about for the last, I guess, 3 months, because I did a video about it and then I took it off because I didn't feel like it was truly representing the actual thoughts I had. It was too I don't know, simple. It was way too simple, and I kind of put it out a little bit too quickly, and I didn't go in depth like I want to. But I'm gonna go in depth now. So this is what the whole idea is. It's all about ICE Poseidon and the socially disenfranchised. And you might not really understand what I mean about socially disenfranchised, but I truly do mean people who have been ejected from their social groups, who attach themselves to ICE, Poseidon, to Paul. And that is what the community really is built out of. And that is really what Paul's story is pretty much. He was himself ejected from the community that was Twitch and brought in, it was not voluntary. And it kind of forced him to move into this space where he had to be as responsible as possible, as efficient as possible, and he literally had to build up his career from what was literally taken away from him. And that's what I mean by socially disenfranchised. Even he is a part of his own community in that way, which is why a lot of people who come toward him are showing the same traits. When I see the RV streams in the past that happened last year, did they all happen last year? Man, like, that was only last year. That wasn't like 2 years ago. It was like last year. All of that happened last year. I think that's incredible. I think it's clear that the people who would stream snipe him have similar traits. You know, they always seem to be a little bit more lonely. They don't come with a group of friends. They're a bunch of individuals who do seem to be out of the normal social group, and they come towards ICE Poseidon, and they pretty much, and this is the deeper, darker part of it, and this is something that I'm gonna go into later, because this is something that I've noticed when I was at the mansion. But some people expect something from him, and they expect the connection that he does put out in his streams to be exactly what is translated in real life. And that can cause problems, obviously, but that explains the community. It does. I mean, you have a lot of people, I can imagine the pressure. There's a lot of pressure that is surrounding Paul. He has this community who is so attached to him, but then at the same time will turn their back and pull out a dagger and stab him at the same time. And that really does explain his community, because, there's a lot of people who love him, but within their own ideological structure and how they're connected to him, they're hoping that he's their essential savior. And it's not, that's why I say this is a little bit serious, but it's like a lot of people attach themselves to him in a very, very, very personal way. Let me explain. The people who do randomly come to his mansion, there are people who come through from anywhere in America. They'll drive hours to see this man. And they'll show up to his house, and then they will kind of expect to be invited in. And there's a crushing moment sometimes. There's a crushing moment sometimes where ICE is doing something, right? Paul is like doing his stream. He's entertaining. He's trying to entertain the masses, the 8,000 people that he has right in his little, his phone, his box right there. And he's trying to do that. But then here comes the person who really has a personal attachment and is now there to actually, get more of that personal attachment that he put out into his streams. This comes from sometimes when he says, oh, you can come over, and he does that, people come over and say, oh, Paul said that we can smoke weed. Paul said we can do this. I was watching, what was it? Harvey J? I don't know who Harvey J is. I'm sorry. I apologize, Harvey, if I offended you last night. I don't know who you are, man. I'm sorry, man. I don't know who everyone is. But like, in Harvey J's stream, it was like that. It was that the hide and go seek game, right? Everything was dark. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a man shows up, and I think he had like weed or he had alcohol or something, and he wanted to see Paul, and Paul said didn't say anything. Paul was hiding. Paul was playing the game. He was doing the stream. But this guy met Harvey J, and this is why I say there is a crushing moment here. Harvey J doesn't know this man. He doesn't know the relationship. He doesn't know the general tropes. He doesn't know the general frequency of people who do come in randomly. To Harvey J, this is a streamer house mansion, and it's a privatized place, and no one who is random can just roll through. So this guy got essentially kicked out because Harvey J, didn't know about anything, and essentially, he's in his right. He doesn't know. So that's where things do get controversial in this viewer relationship with Paul. Like there is a huge disconnect because the person who was there expected that to happen, expected to go to the place and then kick it with Paul immediately without any type of recourse, any type of background check or anything. He could just show up. And certain people who came through recently, I think the people who are there now are there in the same way where they kind of just showed up. And that is something that happens. So basically from time to time, there will be about one or two people who aren't streamers who will be around ICE's place who essentially do come just to see him. And it must
be nighttime in Nigeria.
Just jumped on. What's happened, G?
A lot. I'm explaining it's not a philosophical theory. It's basically this is a thought piece titled Ice Poseidon and the Socially Disenfranchised. And right now I'm in the part of the community and explaining the community's relationship with Paul. And it is a very, it's so clear. It's a love-hate relationship, man. It's like you get like all these people. I watch the streams, and at one point they'll hate him. They'll hate him every single video. If you notice, every single YouTube video, every single stream that he has, immediately, without him even doing anything, without him even streaming, has a good amount of dislikes. it always has a good amount of dislikes. And you wonder, man, there's a lot of people here who are there just to hate him. But then they are the same people, the same exact people who love him and would just hate if he stopped streaming. So it's very interesting to see the negativity brood and come up in this way, and it comes from that love-hate relationship, because a lot of people must be these social loners, essentially, who have been, exiled from their own social groups and now are in this one singular bubble by themselves, and their only attachment socially that's either positive or negative might be Paul. And they might be hinging on that so much, connecting on that so much, that he is pretty much all they will listen to. And he is pretty much all they will have. And, that does cause a lot of problems. Obviously, quite literally. You got, and what's his face? What is his name? See, this is so bad. But what is his name? Salmon Andy? Now, Salmon Andy, he came through, I don't know originally, I don't know where he came through immediately, but I know the recent history at least, and it seems that even though he should go on his own, Salmon Andy, he still tried to attach himself and say that you owe me something. You owe me something. You're nothing with, like, a part of what Salmon Andy was reflecting in the community was like, you're nothing without me. In that type of obviously toxic relationship that he's putting out, that pulls out a lot of pressure. Like, let's think about, oh my God, I'm getting so historical. See, this is not, I didn't want to be like this, but this is how I am. This is what I'm like. We're talking about the Russian Revolution, where essentially the Cossacks came out and got over, the socialists came over the rich, aristocrats, and took over the land and took over the country pretty much. And that's what the whole community seems like. They seem like the Cossacks banging on the door, and all you are, if you're Paul, you're just guy who kind of built this entertainment career. You got ejected from Twitch, unfairly so. And so you're just kind of there, and all of a sudden you got like a legion of people right at your door, constantly, every day. And you can see this kind of like trickle down into other people he's around, like SSJ. Like, there's controversy there. I've seen it. We've all seen it with like the YouTube thing, and how I guess Mexican Andy got in trouble in the first little few days of the mansion, where he was letting TTS play about him, and not everybody likes that. Who would like that? Like, honestly, really, like, if you're a person who's not a streamer and you're like actually a manager of this whole like group here, you're trying to get everything right, and you're a person who's in the mansion, and then all of a sudden you got one of the streamers coming around with the TTS holding the camera, and like the TTS is blaring like insults at you, and you're like, you're not gonna do anything about that? You're just gonna let that play, man? It's like, I can see how that gets annoying fast. And certainly he cut that off quick, man. He was like, nope, you're not doing that. It's not like, it's controversial, and this stuff affects a lot of things, man. It really does. And I don't know, like, what can I say about the The community, like, it's a good community because they support him. Obviously, they give him a lot of money through donations. Honestly, it's obvious that people are there for some streams, for some yucks, for some entertainment in general. But there's something else brewing here that's coming up about more often now than usual, and that's what this whole thing's about. It's like the negativity that comes from their own personal lives are now being reflected onto the entertainer themselves. And now he is the ideological. Now we're going to philosophy. Now this is where we're talking about the ideal and theoretical things. Essentially, people without Paul choosing have chosen Paul to be their essential king in the social disenfranchised group. So there's a lot of history about kings in general, and people hate the king, people love the king at the same time. Same thing with the president, same thing with anything. It's that people, it's a very controversial place to be when you're at a high point in general, and when people are like, I don't know, loving you and hating you at the same time. There's a lot of people who would rather pull you down, but the same people who will pull you down would want to pull you back up and say, oh, no. We want to put you back there. We want you to stream. We want you to stream. It's like, it's a very how do I say this lightly? How do I say this lightly? It's controversial. We'll just say it's very controversial. Yeah, it's a very controversial place to be. Having that many people at you constantly like that. So that's pretty much the whole thing. It's not really, I mean, it came up on my phone, Jordan Peterson. Have I been influenced by Jordan Peterson? Maybe. Maybe. But that is my whole spiel. There's not much more. It is as simple as there are a lot of people who are essentially socially delinquent and have attached themselves to Paul because, quite literally, he is there all the time. He is basically there for them. You get a lot of donations, you hear a lot of stuff saying like, oh my God, you saved me from depression. I watch you all the time because you're just there for me and this and that. And, if you watch him, he said, he shakes his head. He does shake his head, but there's something else brewing. He said, I didn't know what, what is it? What is it called? I forget. It doesn't matter. But there's a lot of groups who would much rather have him be torn down. It's very obvious that they like him and hate him at the same time. And they probably represent his core fan base. That the most concentrated versions of, ideologically, the most concentrated version of his fans. The people who really like him are the people who really hate him at the same time. And that's scary. That's some stuff you don't want to be around a lot. That's a lot to deal with. And how did it come about? How did it happen? Who knows, man? Who knows? Twitch in general, it's not essentially a place for toxicity, but in terms of the controversy that did push Paul out, did, I guess, exemplify some type of trait about Paul, and also how he grew from that still. Like, he's making some of the RV streams, they were getting like 20,000 views. I don't know any Twitch streamer who can do that like that. That's pretty successful. So it shows that there's something else happening here. It's not just the platform itself. It's a lot about, you know, the character that you attach yourself to, the person that you like look at constantly. That's what that is. So yeah. It's just funny. It's just funny. I just go back to last night and it was crazy. You know how I explained Lucha's sister and girlfriend being mad at me? Essentially, during the competition, I was in a competition and I was being a competitor, right? And so being a competitor, I thought it would be funny to take off the mask. But remember, you might upset the village. And so when the village is next to you, they might not like you. So what are you gonna do about that? It was like, what the heck? Oh, man, they were like, they were immediately like, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. I don't like him. He needs to go. He needs to go. It was like, but I was invited. I don't know what happened, man. I was invited. Whatever. It's fine. It's very funny. It's very funny, man. What do you do? So, it's not Lucha though. It's not Lucha. It's just the competition. It's just unfortunate that there was a competition. That's all. I haven't even thought about, I'll say this, I haven't thought about the Butler competition since I left, man. I was thinking about my bills, man. I got bills to pay. What are you talking about, man? I left that behind in the past, dude. What the heck? Man, if you notice, the second I got eliminated, I dropped the accent. I was like, there's no reason to continue. I'm still kind of sick, and that sucks. Jeez. So, oh snap, there's a lot of people here. Well, welcome. Welcome. We're doing something funny on the 24th. 24th at 8 p.m. Hey, there's going to be a comedy show, TTS show. It's going to be very, very messed up. And I'm going to put TTS to like, I don't know, $1 maybe. The guy said yes. The dude who I know who's a comedian who's hosting the show, he said yes. So let's see if he's making a mistake. It's gonna be terrible, man. Oh my god. And you know what? It's like soon. It's like, it's on the 24th. It's soon. I was like, oh my god, the 24th is almost here. So well, look out for that, man. I'm high. I'm not high. This is just my personality. This is just who I am. Like, can I just be eccentric? Can I not be an eccentric person? Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna eat. This is really good for you. If you don't know, people who do CrossFit Cause I do I do a little bit of CrossFit. This is the hack meal for your breakfast. I know it seems crazy, but this is a great source of protein. So you take a tablespoon, you get like 6 tablespoons, and you're good. So. People saying I'm still high. I'm not high. So, any questions? That's just my personality. I laugh a lot. I find a lot of things funny. Just because I laugh, I mean, can I not find things funny? Discord calls? Do I want to? There's like about 700 people here. I'm not going to unleash 700 people into my Discord. I think that would be a terrible idea. Just a huge rampage of just, I don't know, it might be funny. Hold on. Turn on my phone. It might be very funny. Let's get some feedback about what I said. What do you guys think? You guys think that you guys are a part of the socially disenfranchised? Because this is Paul's community. I'm just borrowing, like being on the CS network. It's pretty much like borrowing Ice Poseidon's fan base. And that's pretty much what it is. I mean, there might be like, you know, a mixture of different people who come for different reasons in general. But for the most part, the reason why the CS Network works is because there is a huge live audience for Paul. I know one's community. I see, sir. Dang it. You're here for clout film. You're here for the violence. See, there's a lot of people like that. It's true. There's a lot of people who are a lot of people who like ICE who are social delinquents, man. Dude, this is one thing that I've noticed. Like when I watch sometimes in the past when I was watching his VODs, it seems like there's a certain type of characteristic that follows ICE. You know, sometimes people seem to be like that normal social miscreant who's kind of like ejected out of their school. Younger, trendy-ish, but not too trendy. Okay, let's see if I can get this started. This is gonna be ridiculous, man. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. But I'm gonna start it. Fish is okay. You don't need to donate $1. I don't need donations, man. I work. I do Uber. People want me to live stream on Uber, but I'm not gonna lose my job. Forget you. I'm not losing my job. Hold on, I'm turning on the Discord right here. EBZ did what? So your real job is worse than a butler? My real job, you know, I'll say this, the money, I can get more money doing Uber, right? But my legs, man, dude. My legs, dude, you don't just drive 12 hours straight. Because really I was driving every day 14 hours straight, because there's the hour that you go back and the hour that you have, and then there's a bunch of other time. But essentially I was driving like 12 hours a day. Man, that's not good for your legs. It's terrible for your legs. It's terrible for your health. So was it good? Was it worse than being a butler? Not really. It's a good alternative job, but that's what it is. It's an alternative job. It's just not a traditional job. And that's all it is. There are benefits and clear disadvantages. So fish, okay, yeah. Everybody get in Discord. This is about to be a terrible mistake. This is gonna be terrible. It is a job, but it's like, it's not basically, actually, never mind, it's a job. Because you're a taxi driver, so you're just a taxi driver. That's all it is. There's nothing deeper than that. Okay, let's see. Hello? Okay, nice.
Just waiting on people.
Okay, let me just put this here. Oh boy. This is gonna be terrible. I'm sure this is a bad idea. The last Discord thing was a bad idea. There's a lot of arguments for no reason. It's gonna be terrible.
Alright, so I'm just planning, I'm telling people to join the BBX chat right now. And then I'll drag one by one up, so that way people will talk and have their opinions without people screaming over each other.
Okay. Thank you for this. So I can probably do some stuff also. Hold on. Okay, nice. So in the Discord, there's a section called...
Bro, you there?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
Hey, personally, you're my favorite on the Butler stream.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, this is really you?
Yes, this is me, yes. Yes.
That's really him.
Alright, I'm just making sure. So, I remember him telling you that if he had anything come up, he'd invite you back down there.
Right.
Have you talked to him about anything like that?
No. Okay, this is what I will say. I'll say this. I haven't talked to Ice since I left the mansion in the elimination. And so, I will also say this. Because I haven't talked to Ice, I haven't talked to SSJ. The only person who I really contacted with was Hyphonics. And, oh, could you turn your stream off? The volume of stream? Yeah, the volume's coming through.
Oh, no, it's good. Is it good now?
Yeah, it's good. Essentially, the only person I talked to was like Hyphonics. And wait, it's still coming through?
Yeah.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. And like, I got put on the CX network. They didn't talk to me about that. They just put me on there. So I don't know who to thank. Honestly, I was like, "Oh snap! I'm on the network." but no one said anything to me. So it was just out of nowhere. I was like, well, how'd he do? How'd he do? All right. I would like to talk to Paul, but I don't know. I don't know when it is okay to be there at the mansion. Honestly, quite literally, I don't know when it's okay.
Yeah, man.
Bell, can we make these 5 minutes so a lot of people aren't waiting? So
Yeah, we can make it short.
There's 2 more minutes left.
So make him one question to keep him 1 or 2 questions to keep him simple.
Yeah, so people can join the voice chat and say what they want, and then move
Thank
on
Paul.
to the next one.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah,
I will thank you,
yeah,
Paul. I will officially thank you, Paul, for putting me on the ice. Putting me on the CX network, sir. Thank you. It helped me a lot.
Alright, are you done, or do you have one with
Yeah,
you?
man. I hope to see you back though soon. All right.
Alright. You can go back in the questions with Bell, and we'll move you back up once we move the other guys up.
Okay.
Alright. Next person up, Duck or Ed Whiskey? Which one do you want?
Oh, Dr. Ed, it's fine. Because hold on, I gotta pull up the HUD here, so I know what I'm looking at. All right.
Alright, Duck's here.
All right.
Okay,
Hello, Duck.
Ducky Duck. Okay, never mind. Ed Whiskey then.
Okay.
5 minutes go.
Ed Whiskey.
Whiskey, you there?
All right. Well, he's not there either.
Okay.
And we have a
Mr.
Jack T.
Jack T, you talking to Bell?
Fucking
Funny
nigga.
minute. Oh, you're funny, bro.
I told you this was gonna happen. I knew that was gonna
5
happen.
minutes, starting now.
Oh,
I swear to God. Let's try Duck again. Hello, Duck.
nope, no Duck.
Alright, guys, you really need to join the Discord if you want to talk to Bell. It is in the description. Go and join it now. Join the questions with Bell. Okay. Hello? You talking with Bell? Yo, what's going on, bro?
Hey.
We're gonna turn up the questions with Bell. Okay.
Hey. Oh wait. Can you turn?
Can you just mute the stream? So
Yeah,
it's,
can you mute the stream?
clear for
Yeah.
the audience.
I can't hear shit.
Wait, sir. Wait, could you mute the stream and then just keep the Discord audio going so we can just talk through Discord? Because I think you're gonna talk through the YouTube.
my headphones, man. Never even used Discord.
Alright, next person. Sorry.
Hello.
Talking with Bell. He's
No shit.
here. Go ahead, ask him any question you want. 5 minutes.
Pulled me up. How's it going, Bell?
Good, man.
I can't hear Bell.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
All right, I turned off my stream. Yeah. I wasn't expecting to get pulled up that quick.
Yeah.
How's it going, man?
Good,
I
man.
really don't have a question. I was just hopping in because nobody else was asking you anything.
Oh, this is just about the socially disenfranchised thing. That's all this is that's what this whole thing's about. It's just questions about that.
Socialist franchise. Can you explain to me kind of what's going on? I just tuned into the stream.
Okay, so I had a thought piece pretty much about the whole community and how pretty much the community is pretty much based on and collectivized with a lot of people who have become socially disenfranchised. And that can also be attuned with people who are socially delinquent.
Socially disenfranchised.
Yes,
What does that mean?
So
Can
if
you
you're
explain that to me?
if you're franchised, you have benefits, and if you're disenfranchised, those benefits are removed from you. So if you are socially
Okay, so
disenfranchised,
like a franchise being Ice Poseidon's CX network.
no, wait. So basically, socially, I mean, as in a social group. So people who have been excommunicated from their personal social groups, most likely from people from the demographic is younger, so we can say in high school,
Oh,
we can say in college, their personal friends. There's a lot of individuals who attach themselves to ICE, and you know, the social group has excommunicated these people, and there's a large mass of these people who do like ICE's streams, literally, because he himself has become one of the social disenfranchised. He was a part of the Twitch community, and then Twitch, they're a bad company. I think Twitch is one of the worst companies ever. Like, they're
Well, they started it up pretty much. I mean, you know, back with Justin TV and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
When they were like nobodies.
Yes.
Only few people. They were all right because they have, like, you know, the massive media and all this stuff that just, like, you know, is thrown onto the air. And I mean, what, didn't that Mexican kid, didn't his thing go like viral the other day?
Yep.
With like the border crossing, I believe.
Yep.
I read something about that. That was pretty crazy. And that's not Twitch though. That's YouTube, right?
Exactly. Quite literally.
Yeah, YouTube's a great platform.
It isn't. But YouTube is kind of, they're not a good company either. They're just like, they're a good search engine company because it's Google who's controlling YouTube. So that's what YouTube works as.
What in your opinion would make Twitch a better company?
If they were much less of this biased. I mean, the bias is very clear. They have a lot of favorites, and they're not consistent with the rules. So there's a lot of female streamers who kind of do whatever they want, can just throw a titty here, throw a titty there, and they won't get banned. But
is the majority of like the CEOs? Sorry to interrupt. Majority of the CEOs from Twitch, are they male?
I don't know. I haven't done the research on that. But what I do know is that there are people who get banned for very ridiculous things, much like how ICE got banned. You know, when he got banned because somebody else doxed him.
Somebody else is blowing it for him, really, is what happened, which is quite sad. But, like, that's the thing with Twitch and ICE. Both ICE and Twitch are, I mean, they're the startup of live streaming with Twitch and, you know, IRL streams with Ice Poseidon. Like, they're like the groundbreakers. So, yep. I mean, in time, there's going to be rules and, like, fucking probably laws, you know, in order to fix a lot of this shit. And, you know, the cause of it is ourselves. And, I mean, you know, it's the people who watch, and they just want to make it bad for 30 seconds for these guys. So, I don't know. Thanks for popping in with me, though, dude. I wasn't expecting to be thrown in that quick. It's cool talking to you. I enjoyed the stream with the butlers and shit, dude. I was actually rooting for you over the Brit guy. That guy should have gone home a week before. Man.
There's no need to say that. Thank you, sir. There's no need to say that. It's fine. It's old. It's old. But thank you, sir.
The idea was great, though, Bell. Yo, take it easy, man.
All right, thanks.
Enjoy all that good stuff, man.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to know, do you think 5 minutes is too long, or do you think that's just enough?
I think that was good. I think that was a nice conversation. We got everything that we wanted to say. I had a piece, he had a piece. I think that was good.
Maybe
I think that was all.
Do you think we should do 3 minutes or 5 minutes? What do you think, or what's the chat thing?
I think what we have right now is perfect.
5 minutes?
Yep.
All right. 5 minutes, go. Five seconds, so I'm restarting it. 5 minutes, go.
He's mad.
5 minutes.
Some people don't expect it.
Hey, what's up, Bill?
Hey!
How you doing? So I got a few questions about your, like, guitar playing skills and all that shit.
Okay.
So how long you been playing? Like, what's your favorite genre to play?
My favorite genre is to play math rock. Math rock is probably the most complicated version of music that's ever been created. And have you ever heard of Covet? that band Covet. There's
He deafened himself.
See what?
Maybe he's watching on stream. He deafened himself. I don't know if he meant to.
Oh, it's fine. I think he's like, I guess he's concentrating on the audio. Yeah, if you ever heard of Covet, that's a good band. It's a good band. And then I've been playing since I was 11, so I've been playing good.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just trying to hear you. It's like echoing and shit. This shit's not working.
Oh,
Right,
just
see you later, man.
Just pause the stream. Oh, okay. Apparently, people don't know how to set up their headphones or something.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Fusion, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, 5 minutes.
I only have like. Wait, is he listening to my question right now?
Yes.
Yeah, he's in
I'm right here.
I was wondering, like, after, like, you finished high school, right? So, what did you do after that? Like, did you just go to work or what?
Yeah, I just went to work.
You just went to work. You didn't even go like community college or anything.
I didn't go where?
You didn't do like any kind of like college or university.
Oh, you mean after high school? I have a back. Yeah, I did.
Back. All right.
It's back, I think.
Yeah.
You're back.
I only have like one question. You might as well go.
I didn't even realize I was in Bill. Bill, I just wanted to ask you,
Yes.
what do you think, like, about CX? Not even just Ice Poseidon, just CX in generally, and their like views on like black people. Do you think? Because I wouldn't say Ice is racist, but there's little sly things that he does. You know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Do you know what
Yeah,
I
I know what you mean. I think it's
little sly things that he does on the side here that will just make me think like, right, is this guy racist? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, this is what I'll say.
I want to know what your opinion is. I want to know what your opinion is on that.
Okay, so when I was in Hyphonis' stream with the chicken and watermelon thing that came out, I was like,
Yeah.
I know that I don't know who planned that or whose decision that was, but I can understand the joke. And I know the meme community, we're all connected with Pepe hands and Pepe memes. It's a very controversial, community of jokes. There's a lot of controversial jokes being pulled out constantly, right? That is the general, gist of the style, the comedic style of the CX community. And that's what I was saying. And so you have to almost expect that there's going to be something racist thrown at you when, you're around this. And so that's
as a black man, how does that make you feel though? That's what I'm really trying to get to, like, because you know what it is, there was certain little scenarios here where I almost felt awkward for you. Do you know what I'm saying? As a black person, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't. This is why this is gonna expose me, but I don't review myself as a black person. Surprise, I don't.
Yeah, but
I say this is what I call myself. I hear you have an accent. Are you from the UK?
yeah, I'm from London.
So the thing about it is the idea of black and the idea of white is only a transfer of the Jim Crow law culture into the modern Western world. So we're all Americans. You're from the UK, so I mean you might be British. I don't know which country you're in right now, but essentially, if I call myself black, I'm literally calling myself within the same Jim Crow law culture that is white and black. It still doesn't.
Yeah, I definitely understand the point that you're making. I understand the point that you're making, but what I'm saying is that, like, relevant to all of that, like, certain little things that Ice will say and do, just his characteristics and his mannerisms.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I see you laughing, like, I know that you know exactly what I mean. Like,
I don't know what you mean. I'm laughing because I don't think he's racist. I don't think anyone is racist.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's racist.
Right.
I'm just saying that he's got a lot of, you know what I'm saying, tendencies that is very, you know what I'm saying? It's I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it's disrespectful to a person of color, you know what I'm saying? It's very disrespectful.
It's supposed to, I mean, it's not supposed, when you're doing a very controversial joke, it's not going to be very respectful.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Not jokes. I'm talking about him as a person. Like, he will do things so slyly that probably 90% of the white viewers wouldn't even notice what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of things I'm talking about.
Give me one example.
I can't remember what it was, yeah, but he was in the mansion.
Yes.
And I can't remember literally exactly what it was, but he said something about, like, it was something, the topic was black people, yeah, and it was just Ice's reaction. He went, huh, black people. Like, but he wasn't, like, it was not in a rude way, he done it, like, in a laughing way, but it was just, like, little things like that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm done. I've said what I wanted to say. I just wanted to get Bell's opinion still.
Okay.
That's fine.
As a person, not as through, I mean, you have to, I see there, you're splitting out his ideological comedic style and who he is and his ideology.
Exactly. I'm talking like
to black people as a person.
I'm talking like what he actually thinks.
What he actually thinks as a person. I would definitely say he might not have anything bad at all to think about black people. Honestly. And what I'm saying is, I think he can probably still hear me on the stream. What I'm saying is basically, there's a lot of tropes that are around in general, and even as a person, certain things come out, and I guess if you're paying attention to race in general, you're gonna notice things that are coming out from this community and this community and this community. And then if you just even so react to that as someone who's not black, you do get labeled in a certain way. You're like, okay, what side are you on really? And so he's not racist. It's just he might be obviously reacting to certain things that are obvious in our culture, in the Western world at least.
All right, for the next guy, it's Chris. He DM'd me, wanted to ask you a thing. If it becomes too much drama, I guess I can just move him out.
Okay.
Same rules apply to you, but 5 minutes, Chris. Or okay, just leave. I mean, Chris, I'm not being offensive to you. Come in and talk. I'm not trying to be rude. Because he's obviously watching.
What?
Yeah, yo, Chris.
Yo, hello?
Hello, sir. Oh, he's gone. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good, man. So I just wanted to ask, I came in here. I wanted to know, why did you think that I took your storage card? Why was I even a suspect?
Who? ICE? I never said that.
I was watching your stream when you supposedly got your guitar stolen.
Yes.
And you were like describing the person who you think it might have been, and you were like, yeah, it was a short guy.
Oh,
like,
Chris. Okay, I'll tell you exactly why, Chris. Wait, where's Chris? Where'd he go? Bring Chris back in here.
Your Uncle Tom.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to try bringing him back up.
Hello, Chris.
Your Discord is breaking.
Okay, Chris. I'll tell you exactly why. Sir. This is going to expose you, man. I'll expose you. Look, man. You said a lot of things.
Expose me?
I'll expose you. Wait, what's happening? He's dropping out.
Bro, that McDonald. I'm not going to say it, never mind.
Oh my God. Look, okay.
He can still hear you.
You can still hear me. You can still hear me through the stream. I'm sorry, Chris, but you're the only one. Okay, I apologize, Chris, honestly. But you're the only one who came out with certain things in a certain order that gave me an idea that there might be a motive that you might do that. And this is what happened.
Dude, there's no motive. Like, I literally come around to help people out. And that's I'm not.
I understand that. I don't want to like completely. Man, this is so.
I've been around before. I've been around before you even came around. So
I know this.
Decided, I'm gonna steal this guy's storage card. Go get some guitars. Like.
I know. Okay, so what you said when we were in the kitchen in the mansion, you said if I was in the competition, you would win, and that's what you said. And I was like, oh, I see. I understand. You said that to me. I was like, what happened? And he's gone. He's gone again? He's
back.
Okay, did you hear what I said? No, he's gone again. Chris? Hello? No, he's gone again. Okay.
Honestly,
I'll just put it in the screen.
I don't know what phone he has. I don't know what internet he has, but he's just...
I can understand how you're upset. But this is what happened. This is what happened in sequence. He came up to me and you're like, hey man, if I was still in the competition, I would have won. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
I said that.
See? Confirmation. I was like, what the hell? I'm in the competition right now. You jerk. Like, what the heck is wrong with you? You're a jerk, man. Why would you say that to someone? Like,
this conversation, if you
Uncle Tom Andy.
just is hurting people from trying to speak, so...
I'm sorry, Justin Ross.
In all seriousness, we'll talk to you later if you get your Wi-Fi out, but I'm bringing up...
No, wait, hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying to this man.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
There's two things. And then it was that when, and this was confirmed just now. He said that, he did say that, it's confirmed. And then he came up to my face with my Instagram. On my Instagram, there's me, it's an older picture with me with my guitar. And he came up and showed me the picture and was like, explain this. And like, I was like, oh, it's just a picture that I had. And I was like, and explained it, and that was it. And with those two clues, the first thing that came in my head was like, well, if he's like upset about me being in the competition, then he would probably target that. I'm sorry, Chris. That's all I can really say. But you did come up and say some like low-ended stuff, which made me like question things. I was like, why are you saying something like legit mean to me like this? Like what? Like, god dang, man. It's fine though. It's fine. I don't know what's this. Okay.
Ready for the next one?
Yes.
I want to say this.
You talking with... You got moved.
Oh.
Hello, the open debate. Hello, sir.
Hear ya.
And I apologize, Justin Ross. I don't mean to offend you.
Hello?
Oh, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh.
Bell, you're kind of a little like on Discord. We can't hear you as good.
All right, hold on. Can you hear me now?
That's a lot better.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, hello.
How's it going?
Good, man. Good.
You're all over my computer. I can't hear anything.
Can you hear us? Hello, hello.
Oh.
Okay, next person.
Oh no. Man, you don't wait at all. You just like,
I kind of have high Alex mentality where I'm like, next.
Oh, snap.
When I just say man and somebody, can you just like introduce them so it's kind of like your show and it's not like I'm saying, hey.
No, yeah.
Welcome.
I can do that.
Alright, so a new person's here.
Because my phone keeps tapping out, and so I have to like. So this is Akin Yele. Hello, sir. Akinyele.
Yeah, that's me.
Hey.
Yeah, Akinyele.
Akinyele. How are you, sir?
What's up? I'm pretty good, man. How about you?
Good, man. Good.
I was wondering, how's your relationship going with Luchador since you tried to take his mask off?
Oh my God, it's fine. It's fine. Like okay. Oh man, should I say this? Oh, he doesn't want me to say it. Oh my God. I know he doesn't want me to say it, but everybody's like so on that mask thing.
Don't taint your friendship just for the stream.
Yeah, I'm not painting anything. It's literally the fact of the matter of the situation as it happened, after it happened, and everything.
We want to know.
I know you want to know, but let's just say there are no ill feelings in general. I will say my part. That's what I'll say. I can speak for myself. All in jest. You can literally hear me laughing in the stream when I'm trying to take it off. I thought it would be. I don't think taking off someone's mask is literally the end of the world. Especially when you can, like I can take off the mask, he can just cover his face, run away. That's why I thought it was gonna be as simple as that.
Yeah,
but that's not what happened.
I mean, I like you a lot, Bell, but I think it's like a disrespect when you try to take someone's hat off or his glasses off.
I see. I see, sir. And
it was cool, though. I mean, I liked it.
And so, was I not in a competition, sir?
You were in the competition, sir, for sure. And I voted for you also.
Oh, okay. Well, voted for me. Doesn't that mean you voted for me to be off?
No, to stay.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Thank you, sir. Well, I understand how it can be seen overtly as disrespect, if you're looking at it in a very simple manner. But you have to understand, this is a live streamer house, and we're all being entertainers in the moment. And if you look at it as like a real situation, like that's his real life persona, that's what he is, that's who he is, he's a luchador, and that's it. If you're going to take off someone's mask, then it's disrespectful. But if you're looking at it like, okay, well, this person put on a mask for a competition to be funny, and there's already clear evidence of where his face is on the internet anyway, doesn't make a difference that his mask is on or off. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I get it. I like the fact that you're pointing out the competition thing also. That's
like,
what it is.
There's no malicious intent. It's not me trying to defame him. That's what people took it as. Me trying to I'm gonna take his life out. I'm not gonna do why? It's literally a competition.
But to be honest with you, I was actually surprised.
Time's up. But you can finish your sentence.
Yeah, I was actually surprised. People said you were kicked because of that, and I thought that Luchador would be kicked because I think he had the most violent or not cool reaction. You were the coolest one after all in the whole thing.
Well,
I think he also reacted pretty bad.
Well, it was how he reacted. That's all I can say. Oh, this is for you, Luchador. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to say anything else.
Alright, next person.
Hey, I'm back.
Hello.
Wait, did you already get your 3 minutes?
I was in here before for a minute, but I had to leave because I wasn't able to hear him, so I guess I'll just ask my questions now.
Okay.
3 minutes, go.
Alright, so you said you played rock and shit. Do you play any Jimi Hendrix, any stuff like that? Blues or anything?
I do not play Jimi Hendrix. I play Foo Fighters and I play metal. I Death Clock, the band from Adult Swim. I play Dip Pa Pepe. It's like a Japanese
You said Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Red Chili Peppers, all of that, man. Like, alternative rock and then metal. That's like, and then it's the Spanish style guitar from Japanese players.
Okay, that's cool.
By Depa Pepe. That's the band's name. And they play classical Spanish guitar. What?
How did you even come across the platform? How did you find Ice? Did you find him through another streamer? Did you find the network directly? How'd you come across all this shit?
Exactly. I'll tell you exactly how I found it. When I was watching Twitch online, I guess, compilations. There's a bunch of stuff from PUBG. There's a bunch of stuff when PUBG came big and stuff. You got a bunch of recommendations on your YouTube compilation, right? But all this stuff is from Twitch, right? So there's the Twitch referrals and then also just streamers in general who are related to Twitch. Yeah, so when I saw IRL and I saw Ice Poseidon in there and it was IRL stream and I was like, oh, let me click on that. When I clicked it, it was the most hilarious stuff I've ever seen in my entire life when he was calling people to his room. And I remember he went into the Hollywood Boulevard with that huge big balloon thing, not balloon, but the walking ball, I would call it. I thought that was
the Zor ball.
Yeah, I thought that was incredible that they even let him do that.
That was a great stream, but honestly, he doesn't. I don't want to be a hater because everyone's fucking hating, but at the same time, he has changed, and I think people need to acknowledge that.
I think he can't do as much as he wants to, and I think that's what people don't understand. I think that's what it is, because he gets, during the boxing stream, you have to understand, when he was training for boxing, someone actually came out and tried to fight Ice. That really happened. That's not something that you should play with. He literally, trying to do his stream normally, as an entertainer, nothing malicious or anything, has somebody completely random comes up to him and tries to fight you for no. It's what is this?
Yeah, because people on the street feel entitled. They feel if they're on camera, they deserve $5. They deserve one portion of whatever they think he's gonna make.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what.
All right, man.
Yeah, and that's
Well, that's all the questions I had for now. Thanks for having me on.
All right, thank you for being here. That was.
Hey, that was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Actually. Can I just say something to the people watching? Guys, can I say something to the people watching?
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you join the Discord. The link is in the description. And if you want to talk to Bell, make sure you scroll down to the voice chat called Questions with Bell. And we'll get to you as soon as possible. Each person has 3 minutes to talk, as I've seen people say 3 minutes instead of 5, to make it just a little bit shorter, so that way we can make sure we get to everybody. So please, yet again, Discord's in the description. Moderators, please put that in. And join the Questions with Bell if you do want to talk with Bell.
All right. I meant with Filipino, not just Filipino.
Fade, we moved you in, so you're definitely watching.
Fade, yes. Hello, Fade.
Five, 4, 3.
He didn't say anything.
Chris wants to talk again.
Yeah, bring Chris back in.
I'm trying to get him to join the voice chat so I can drag him.
He wants to say more. Oh my god.
Yeah, I posted this GIF in general. It's comedian Eric Andre freaking at the White House gate, and it's let me in. Chris, we're just waiting for you to join the voice chat.
Come on, Chris. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to apologize to Chris It's unfortunate. You shouldn't have said those things, man. It made me suspicious of you. It's like malicious. I was like, what the heck are you doing?
Him up.
Yes.
Okay, hello?
Yes, Chris.
Well, hopefully it doesn't disconnect me again.
Okay.
So, I just want to say, I don't know what, did you talk to another black guy?
Yes. That's awesome that it went out right there. I love it.
Chris, just like walk to like.
Is there
somewhere with.
Do you have Skype? Do you have Skype, Chris? Can we do this on Skype? I don't know. Can you type out?
I don't know. He like thinks it's kicked out, but like.
What are you talking about another black guy for? I don't know.
Hold on, I'll lower the bitrate and try again.
Okay. That is awesome. Black guy. Yes.
Alright, well, I'm just waiting for him to join voice chat again. He's messaged me. I'm not on Wi-Fi. Yeah, then it's your cellular. Your cellular. And just join. I don't care about Verizon. Verizon, my state's fucked. Alright, just join the RuneScape and I'll drag you up. I turned down the bitrate because he's obviously watching the stream, so.
Yes. The rooms?
It's never done in any voice chat. Yeah. Dude, just okay.
Okay, Chris, you're in. You have to be quick.
No, I love the bitrate.
Alright, so basically what I'm saying is, like, I didn't show you any picture of yourself, by the way, with any guitar, so I don't know where you got that from.
It's on my Instagram. Oh my
He
god.
says it doesn't happen in any other channel, which I don't understand. He's the level 0, so as everybody else who joins, and then it leaves. I gotta see if somebody's fucking with him.
Okay.
He's like, oh, it doesn't happen in any other voice chat. It's either him leaving or like. Or somebody's fucking with him, so let me just, sorry, give me a second to see.
Oh boy. I apologize, folks. There's a very, I would say, yeah, he's a very important person who wants to conversate. I don't know how many times I have to apologize to you, Chris. It's just unfortunate. And yes, you did show me my Instagram picture. I saw that.
VIP, and I'm gonna be like just giving him all the permission, so there's
It was
no
in
bullshit
passing.
reason for him not to disconnect. Again, and staff, if you're watching the stream and you're fucking with Chris and you're moving him,
I don't think there are.
like he leaves every single voice chat. Please not fuck with him. But it's definitely his side, because now that I think about it, when he does leave, he disconnects fully from voice chat, so it's his end. As to Discord, something keeps kicking me off, or I don't know. Yeah, no, it's definitely your end with something with the Wi-Fi. I don't fucking know. Or just try again, because I gave you a role, and then I gave permissions for that channel. So Chris, just please join back, because I gave you permission. And Claire.
Wait, what if we just both move to another stream channel and then try that?
It's his connection definitely, because when he leaves the voice chat entirely. Like he disconnects, and you can't fuck with him and move it. And I mean, I guess we can try, but people will follow us. Just let's try this one time.
Okay, Chris, go fast.
Hopefully I don't get yeah, so I don't know where you got that from. And yeah, that's crazy talk. See, like it's breaking, right? Like I don't know.
Let's just keep going.
I changed the server to West Coast, so hopefully that helps.
Oh, maybe. True. I haven't gotten kicked out yet, so.
Yeah, so you guys can talk about it, I guess, since he's not disconnected anymore.
I even told you, I was like, yo, this is gonna be easy, you got this. And then you go ahead and turn around and be like, yo, I think this guy did this, and it's just like, yo, what the heck? Like, how you gonna throw somebody out of the bus that was rooting for you? That's crazy.
I apologize, but what you said was if you were in the competition, you would have won. And so that's not a root.
That's just me, like, that's just troll talk, dude. Like, like, the people that I talk to in other Discord, they know that I didn't really go there to, like, really try to be in a competition because I actually have work. I work 5 days a week, and I can't, I couldn't do that anyways. So I just went in there, and I just did what I did, and then whatever. Like, it's fine. Like, I mean, I didn't really care, to be honest. I just come around to help people out and, just be chill. Like, I don't go there to be toxic and steal stuff from people. Like, that's crazy.
No, it's just, I caught that, and I do apologize, but it's just if you were trolling, you should have been clear. You should have been clear because you can't just be like, I think if I was in the competition, I would have won. And it's like, thanks, man. That's great support there. And then just bounce and then say, but I think you're gonna win anyway. And it's like, you can't say both of those things without any explanation. You have to explain just a little bit more because all I'm gonna think.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you
Say,
mean?
oh yeah, if I was in the competition, I won. But hey, I'm gonna root for you though.
Because I did forget about the part that.
To me, you got the best end of the stick, anyways. And that works. So I'm just like, and I can't. Then I hear you saying, describing the person who thinks stole the guitar. So I'm just like, yo, like look at this guy, yo, like what the hell? Like I actually backed him up, trying to get him to win the competition, and then like. He just throws me under the bus like that? Like, come on, dude.
I do apologize, sir. I actually do apologize. But it's the unfortunate, like I said, the unfortunate amount of things that were said in the sequence that they were said. And that's where I went off
my 2 cents, though? Can I have my 2 cents?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. It was the second night, or it was the night of Bell giving the news that his storage should get robbed. He said and all that shit, he said it, but I literally thought after he said like that, he was like, no, maybe okay, I don't know, I can't really say it was anybody because I don't know. Like, I at least thought he said something like that.
That is true also.
Yeah, even when I'm trying to hold on one second. Hold on. I wasn't finished my sentence. I waited till you finish your sentences. What I'm trying to say is, in the heat of the moment, when he got his shit robbed, yeah, you're gonna go da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and if you're not used to fully streaming, you're gonna say stuff that you don't actually fucking mean, and in the heat of the moment, a million thoughts are going da-da-da-da-da-da-da in your head. You're not really gonna be like, oh shoot, maybe I shouldn't say it like that. Like, so, and literally he said, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. So like, I don't know what's this like problem going on. Like, I could have sworn he said something like, yeah, no, maybe I shouldn't say that. Right after he said your name. Like, he did get robbed.
Yeah, but you shouldn't like throw someone's like name out there like that either way.
I do apologize, sir. But in the stream, I did also.
I just know, like, what was the deal? Like, you really see me as somebody that, like, was really being mischievous, like, around and just coming around just to take stuff? Like, that makes no sense.
I don't think that, sir. It was just what I was trying to do to collect people who could have done something. And unfortunately, you said something about the competition. I was thinking about, oh, is there anyone who was upset about the competition? And then you said, oh, the only person who actually came to me personally who said something about the competition, who might have been upset about the competition.
Okay, but I talked to Hector, I talked to Lucha, I talked to all of them.
Yes. So it's obvious. I'm not supposed to know that you. I don't know that you went. You actually talked to everybody. How am I supposed to actually know that?
This is taking time from our other viewers to talk.
I apologize again, Chris. Obviously,
I wish you the best of luck in your streaming adventures. I'll watch here and there, but next time, just don't say nobody's name if you don't know for sure. That's all.
I did know for sure, and that was my misstep. You were the only person I said. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. You're literally the only name I actually said. So I apologize.
Let's move on, and you continue with your stream. Good luck, buddy.
All right.
I'm trying to figure out who we already had in it. We had him. Alright.
That did not end well at all. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry, man.
You want to unmute?
Yes, who's the next?
Hello.
Cambo. Hello, Cambo.
Hello. Mic check.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Cambo.
You can hear me?
Yes, we can.
We can hear you. Okay, right on. I have a pretty harmless question.
Okay.
It's a shame that your guitars got stolen. Sorry for that, bro. Do you have your eyes on any new guitars that you might want to carry on your interest in music with?
No. I don't. Because for the last 2 days, I've been trying to settle the legal stuff of it. And that takes a while. And I haven't been thinking about too much about guitars because both of them were personal guitars. So I'm just not going to, for right now, I'm not going to think about guitars for a good amount. And then I'm gonna get. I want that MLX again. I'm not gonna. I had specific plans. Look, for my first music video, I'm just gonna say it out. For my first music video, I was gonna use that guitar in a very specific manner, and the reason why that specific guitar works the best is because of a move that I was going to do with it, and it works specifically for it. So it's it does suck that it's gone, but there is nothing that I could do. I did go to one of those pawn shops that were the closest pawn shop to it, and the guy was defensive about having guitars at all. And so basically he just circumvented the conversation to go to the police and the detectives, wait on them, which I am basically, but he didn't want to give me direct information if he did or did not get guitars in the last 3 weeks. So if we think about it like that, then more than likely, maybe, I don't know, we don't know, he might have gotten some guitars and sold them. So I've already been too late. So that most likely is the situation. So.
Alright. Just a reminder, Discord's in the description if you want to join. If you're in the description, join the questions for Bell if you want to talk.
FII Kid 613.
Hey.
Hello, how are you?
I'm not too bad. How are you, Bill?
Good, man, good.
I was just wondering, what's your whole experience been with the whole CX community?
It's been a whirlwind. I've done things that I never thought I would ever do and experienced things that I never thought I would ever experience. And it's only been about a few weeks. So that is exactly how things are. Things happen very quickly here if you are directly connected, and things change very quickly. If you think about it, in the last week, actually, I think you might see that there was a different set of people inside the mansion. Now there's another set of people, and then even the weeks before there was a butler competition. So things happen very fast, very fast. So
yeah, that's the kind of environment you live in with these kind of people. There's people that come and go all the time, right? It's all about content and creating new things. So that's happened. It's been a recurring cycle through this, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy your content and the things you're providing so far. You're a really cool guy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's good to know. I'm gonna try to do something bigger.
I mean, you're doing good so far. So I'm just gonna tell you to keep it up.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
For sure, man.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but still.
Maintain.
Wow, I actually made it here. How about that?
Hello, Maintain. Hey.
I forgot what I was gonna say originally, but oh wow, there's a delay. It's hard to talk. But yeah, dude, you need to do more dollar TTS.
Okay, I can.
Yep. Bye.
All right.
I told you you need to turn your TTS to $1 so I can donate my last dollar to you. God damn it!
It's fine. I don't really need my.
Turn it to $1.
Now that I'm doing Uber, I don't really care about money. I mean, like, it's not that important to me. As long as I'm able to make a certain amount a day, it's like
I just want my TTS to play though.
Okay.
Alright, I'll move the next guy up, or do you need a second?
No, it's fine. Yeah. THE Temple. Wait, aren't you the guy who contacted me with all those subscribers?
You got moved.
All for the sake of the network.
THC, you got moved.
Oh, what do I do? I don't understand.
You're talking with Bell. This is Fish right now.
Where's the Bell? Bell's in
Right
the
here.
Bell?
I'm right here, sir.
Oh, what's up, Bill? What's up?
Hey, aren't you the guy with like all those subscribers, man, that contacted me?
Man, but we're not talking about that right now, bro. Look, I'm flying in this week, and I'm trying to link up with you, man, so we can hang out and do a little something.
Okay, just contact me on. I think you contacted me on Instagram, right?
Yeah, on Instagram. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. All right, cool. I was just asking to see if you were still down with that. But how you doing today, my man?
Good. I have a question for you. Like, do you really do weed content? Like, how did that happen? Like, yeah, so.
Man, I do weed content, vloggers, and everything. But I started out with weed because, like, when I first started smoking weed, like, I didn't know anything about it. Like, I was a fucking little church boy and, fucking like shelter kid type shit. So I didn't know about drugs and stuff like that. But I started it because, I couldn't really sleep at night. So, insomnia, I was kind of like a medical guy. I'm a medical guy turned recreational smoker, don't judge me. I looked at a lot of, YouTube, I looked at a lot of tutorials and shit to kind of learn. Like Wiz Khalifa was hot at the time. I fucking studied him front to back. So, yeah, when I got to the point where I was old enough, I said, you know what, I'm going to help kids just like, motherfuckers help me. And that's how it happened. Like, it's good vibes, too, Like, we got a whole lot of people that just love the good energies. Like, so that's why I'm feeling everything that you're saying, like, with all the negative energy of the CX, like, just the audience, like, everybody's cool, but at the same time, like, in the weed side, we promote a lot of positivity. So you get positivity back. In the CX world, yeah, people be joking around and tookity, but I think it's a little bit too much promotion of the negative, so that's what you're going to get back.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
woke too, Bill. So that's why I'm coming through with the wokeness. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said we need to link up, bro. We in the building.
Okay.
We lit.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's all good shit, man. Wait, like, so you still kicking it with Hector, or like, how's that rolling?
Yes, I am. I'm trying to generate funds to like pay him for the time I've been here, and then I'm gonna go back to the Airbnb, and that's it.
Oh, cool. I see. I feel you, bro. I feel you, man. So, man, look, I'm about to pull up, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm trying to kick it, man, with y'all. We can do whatever y'all want to do. Do some IRL, some LRI, like what the fuck ever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Me, man. I'm trying to have some fun, man.
Okay, that would be a great like normal IRL stream, honestly.
Yeah, man. Dope.
All right.
We can do that probably like Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, we'll iron all that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
that.
I mean, shh. Aren't you like from Virginia, bro?
Yes, I am.
Last question, whatever, you can get somebody else. But like, what part? Because I used to live in Virginia. I think like fucking Hampton, if I'm not mistaken. Like
okay.
757.
Okay, 757. Oh, I went to school on the 757 and then lived there kind of.
Yeah.
And then I pretty much am from all over Virginia. Henrico, Virginia.
Because I'm from North Carolina, so I understand like the country vibes and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So man, we brothers from another, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man? We black YouTubers, man. We gotta stick together through this thing, man. I feel you, man. I feel your pain. I feel your struggle. Man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, though.
Okay.
10 seconds, man.
All right.
So it's 10 seconds. I'm out of here, man. Counting me down now. All right, man. He got me on the clock. I love you, though, Bill. Like I said, when we pull up, man, we're gonna have a good time, man.
Okay.
I appreciate you, like having me. Like we're gonna do it up.
Okay.
All right, my guy. Yeah, you take care too, Mod man. I don't know your name, but that's good. All right. Discord's in the description. Join questions with Bell if you want to talk to him. You want to?
All right, who's this? Hold on, let me open the phone thing. Okay. Oh, okay. C420. That's what I'll say about your name.
Bruh, change your name.
I'll say C420. That's what I'm gonna say. That is your name. How are you, sir?
Yo, why are you not in the streamer house?
Say what?
Why are you not in the streamer house?
Why am I not in the streamer house?
Yeah.
Well, I think I need an invite, and then also there might not be it might not even really be necessary for me to be there. So that's it.
You should have kicked SSJ's ass. That's all I'm gonna say.
No. No. I'm just gonna say no to that. No, I don't know why there's such a. Why is it? What is
Come on,
this?
man, you'll be the hero of CX.
Okay, thank you, sir. What is this hate? Like, I don't understand that.
That name was Yikes.
My nigga Bell.
Yes, sir. Hello.
I just want to say
Twist
hello
up.
from Virginia.
Yes.
First of all, and what content do we should we be expecting in the future from you?
Well, on the 24th, there's gonna be a TT. Oh boy, the guy who said yes to this, I don't think he understands. We're gonna be trying to do a TTS stand-up comedy show. So while everybody's doing their stand-up sets, TTS is going to be blaring. So let's see. I want to see what happens. I'm gonna have to contact him again for a confirmation. And if he says yes, I mean, like, it's gonna be really funny. So I'm thinking about putting TTS to $1. It might be too crazy that way, but I'm just expect on the 24th at 8 p.m. TTS comedy show. That's gonna be kind of crazy. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Pacific.
Bell, I just want to say, last thing, I love you, and you should have won.
Thank you, sir. That's it. Okay, that's. Oh yeah, thank you.
Do we want to open the floodgates and just go to questions with Bell and let people speak?
Let's go. Because there's not that many people there.
Alright. People in the chat, if you want to freely talk with Bell with a lot of other people in the voice chat at once, join the Discord link in description, and then join the voice chat questions with Bell. Alright, Bell's here. Let's all kind of be civil.
Yeah,
I thought we were pretty civil.
Hey, Bell, I just want to say
Hello,
you
Mr.
were really, really cute. You're like extremely cute.
It's bad timing, but I gotta go to the bathroom, so please behave.
Yo, what I was gonna say is like one thing that I think that like from seeing that picture is that I don't think that Isaac.
He's a real person.
He's a real person, and his personality is developing as he grows, and we're seeing that. And so, people that are holding on and latching on to who he was 2 years ago, he's not the same person.
That's true.
This isn't a character coming in every day being like, okay, I need to do.
Yes, but he knows what people want. He knows what gets the money, and he can argue that money doesn't make him happy. But at the end of the day, he spends the money on what does make him happy, and he spends the money on what's going to make good content for the people that he wants to support him.
And money doesn't make you happy. Yeah, you can have money. It doesn't,
but it can buy you things too.
Yeah, it can buy you things that you want, but if you don't have the people around to support you...
No, I'm not saying it does, but I'm saying like
those things mean so much more than physical, tangible things.
He has the community that wants to see specific things, and he knows the way the community wants him to act.
Money buys the
Or a
content.
community that has 75% of the people that are calling him a fucking piece of shit every day.
But that's only because he changed them to be like that. Most of the people weren't like that. If you were on for like the RuneScape days, like if you were on the Reddit back then, it was all quality, like shit that people worked hard on. People like spent time making videos and compilations and like all that stuff.
They spent time to troll him with the heading set and everything.
Well, that's true too. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I will say that during those days, it was on. It was on Twitch, right? Was it on?
I guess that may be true. Like there are probably a lot of people that like are still like that, but it doesn't get pushed to the top anymore. Yeah, Bell, speak up, dude.
No, yeah. Can you guys hear me? Right?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so pretty much like during those times, it was on. I see that when he was on RuneScape, it was on Twitch, and then when things in the community changed was when there was so much controversy around him, and so I guess with a lot of controversy, there's a lot of people who attach themselves to that controversy. So there might be a portion of the community that grew through the controversy in itself.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and Ice also grew through the controversy himself.
That's true.
Well, Ice's personality changed because of like all the negativity and all the times he's been swatted and all the times like you see, he's had guns pointed at him multiple times. That's got to be like
His popularity has gone up a whole lot since then too. I mean,
yeah, but now he's scared to go out and interact. Like that guy came in to fight him in his own house. Like Bill, you were there for that, right?
Where? When?
Well, wouldn't you feel the same way?
What?
What? If I was that mad, like for no reason, I wouldn't go to somebody's house to try to fight them.
I mean, he's terrified because he's afraid of getting shot.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Because
there's, I mean, it's like Michael
Jackson.
Jackson.
Like his fans are. He's got some insane people.
Like it only takes one person to be absolute nutcase and do
That's
something
true.
really stupid.
That's very true.
Less than one person, man. What do you mean?
No, it only takes one person.
No, it takes less than one person. Bullshit can happen you regardless of the people around you, man.
Oh yeah, like a caller.
Okay, yeah, that's true too. Like in Alaska and whatever.
Who doesn't even know what a stream is? Like.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you think that.
Hey, Mom, when you need to rent. Oh shit, I'm not muted.
You just can't go to places where they have the stand your ground policy.
I don't know.
You need to be worried about gun violence.
I mean, he is. It's reasonable for him to be afraid of that.
It's reasonable.
He has right now.
You should come live in Europe, then come to Paris.
He can't go to jail for the first hour he streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be nowhere to go.
You know, also Adam22 just got you know, a gun pulled on. So it's like,
Was that scripted in some way or another, or was it not? And whether or not that actually happened.
no, I think that was real. I think that was real.
Whether or not it was real, I'm gonna say if it wasn't real, it was pretty good acting.
Hold on, no. Y'all,
Did the guy really get
all cases dismissed. All cases, stop. Let me speak on this. Let me have the ground.
Mod on the phone.
Okay, let me speak.
Okay, Dad. Okay,
One
Dad.
I'm just trying to speak so other people don't speak over me. One motherboard reported about it. They talked with the LAPD about it. LAPD doesn't want to disclose if the gun was real or not for some fucking reason, but the motherboard did post that he was arrested and shit.
Wait, motherboard like Vice motherboard?
Motherboard is somewhat reputable.
Motherboard is Vice.
It's like a subset of Vice News.
Yeah, but I mean,
Vice is not reputable anymore. Vice is not real, but Vice is not reputable.
No, but I don't think they're Vice anymore now.
No,
all these
Motherboard is
motherfuckers think they're on GTA now.
Then whatever. I don't know.
First reporting that the police are talking about it. They won't report whether or not it's a real gun or not. But the point is that it's not whether or not it was actually fake. It was whether or not maybe it was somebody that they knew. It was somebody that they set it all up. But the whole point is that we were just discussing if it was not if it was scripted content, that it's amazing to be able to act like that in real life. So if there is scripted content, right? If you're going to script something and you're able to actively act it out well on a live stream, that's incredible, and I appreciate that. I'm not even mad at it.
I'm not gonna say it's fake because that acting was pretty good.
In here's 10K act, but then fucking maybe get 20, 30 years for attempted murder in jail. No, I don't think that's.
Well, he wasn't. He didn't actually show himself on camera.
That's not the point, though. That's not the point, though. If you're gonna do something, get somebody arrested, but it's scripted, by the way.
It's all scripted.
You're not gonna pay no matter for that person, even if it was $20,000.
It's gonna file a complaint.
Guys, we don't need to get back into this whole type of situation. It's not really a bit.
There was an arrest, though, so I don't know what you guys are talking.
So I just proved that motherboard's owned by Vice. If you want to read that, they just post in general.
Whatever. Forget about motherboard then.
Okay, so what I would say is definitely if we can't, there's a actual disconnect in the community, and this is something that I've noticed, that there might have been a disconnect between if it was real or not, right? And so everything that happens, from my experience of being there, everything that happens is all real. Everything is real. And some people want to script content, people want to do it, but that's not really good to do because of situations like this. Because this is why the police don't want to report if the gun was real or not. Because let's say the gun was real, that actually does cause panic to anybody who is a live streamer in general. Because if if you actually do report it.
So now everyone's going to be stressed out even more in the streamer house.
Yep.
About gun. If that's the way you're thinking, just because you have a camera out, someone's going to fucking pull out a gun on you and be like, give me all your shit. That's not how it works out in the real world.
Wait, y'all know Jonathan Hill? Remember when
Here's my thought process. Same motherfuckers who think that thing was scripted or somewhat fake in some other way, thinks 9/11 was fake, thinks that the thing in New Zealand was fake.
No, it's not. No, that's a whole different
When somebody lied to you 20 times, of course you're going to think that.
Bro, you crazy. Bro, you obviously don't know what nervous laughter is. I fucking fell down a cliff and I laughed when I was down on the cliff, bro.
I'm serious. When I say scripted content, we're talking about me slapping Sam. Shit like that. That kind of shit.
I think that was real. I think that was real, man.
Script that kind of shit. Script that kind of shit because it's fun. That's awesome. That's so fucking hilarious.
That was real attitude.
I think that was an actual situation.
Wait, let me make a point though. Do you guys remember Jonathan Hill when he was on stream?
Hell yeah.
He's obviously he is fake, obviously. Everyone knows that. But he went inside to talk to the stream snipers who were with him to plan out something that would be scripted. When Ice found out on stream, he was pissed. I don't know whether or not the fact that he doesn't want scripted shit, or whether he did that because he wants to.
He fucking hates the community. I don't give a fuck. Like, everybody's the community. Like, I maybe matters just as much as everybody else's. Like,
Lucha punched Bill in the face. That was
the people, by the way. Of the corn. He looks at us like the children of the fucking corn. Like, he's scared of his fans, yeah.
Well, rightfully so, dude. He's got some crazy motherfuckers out here.
He made them this way. He literally raised those fucking stalks. And now he wants to sit around and act like, oh, what's going on, bro? Why we so toxic? I don't get it.
Well, a lot of
you would say
normies. Well, the leeches are clout chasing, like Alexi and all that. And that, what was that other slut? Was it the slut?
But the thing about it is,
even if they did have the gun, you take the gun from
yeah, that's true.
The whole thing is live.
Fucking California.
They'd be good because the guy
Not to mention he's rich, and money does buy freedom.
I mean,
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Lawyer is the better lawyer.
Go ahead.
I was wondering, you came right back from Washington, right, a few months ago?
Not from yeah, technically, yeah. Technically, I was working around Washington, D.C.
Where are you from?
I'm from Fredericksburg. Like, the city I was living in was Fredericksburg, but then for a good month, I was living in,
D.C.
Well, not D.C., but, like, Northern Virginia. Dulles. I was living in Dulles, Virginia, before I moved to, like, yeah.
Dallas?
Dulles.
I'm in C.
Dulles. Dulles. Dulles.
Okay.
And so that was what I was doing before. I was just doing Uber in DC and then living in Dulles at an Airbnb. And then from Dulles, I drove to California again. So this is like the third time I drove to California.
How long did that take?
2 days. 2 days.
I mean, it's not the crazy shit that people do. People put their life savings on a plane ticket just to go see Ice one time.
Life savings on a plane ticket?
I honestly thought about it, but I thought
there's some real strange
go in there and look crazy.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, if you're like 15 and you want to become a live streamer, you may not have like $600 to pay.
I'm gonna mute you.
I mean, that's facts, but then your parents at that point.
Come on, guys.
Yes.
Yo, the question I wanted to ask everybody, and especially Bill as well, because you're there in the perspective. So something that I've thought of is that I wanted to go and travel and meet.
Set up UFCX with Luber.
Go and meet and travel and see Ice in LA because A, I've wanted to travel to LA for a long time, and B,
From where?
From Canada.
I'm gonna start muting people if you don't let them finish the sentence.
Oh my gosh.
And so, guys, listen. So, what I've had is that I've wanted to go to LA for a while. This gives me something to do while I'm there, and the perspective that I see is that Ice he has the same respect or the regard as a celebrity. So it's something. Imagine whoever you think of as a celebrity. I'll use Bruce Willis again. Fucking guy. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. Whoever the fuck you want. Imagine you were able to go and just meet them, talk to them, and say whatever, right? Just go and even just say that. So like, what's the difference between that and a stream sniper, or what you've seen of the people that actually do go and interact with them? Because from my perspective, people don't fucking go and like his life. It's like the people that go and see him, they don't fucking care about the guy. It's like this guy for over fucking 2 years now, or about a year and a half. So it's like, I guess he hasn't been streaming for that long, about a year and a half. And it's like, feels like, he's helped me just like deal with some shit, like just watching the streams making me feel better through some situations. It's like, why would you not?
I think that's why a lot of people.
Why does everyone think this guy's the fucking therapist?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I don't think it's a therapist. I think
we're not normies.
They like watching him and they can like live through him type shit. That's what the stream is, you know?
I've said 1,000 times. You live vicariously through his actions. Like, it makes me feel like I'm back in college. And I'm like, having a good time, right? Like, even if I've had a shitty fucking day, I'll come home and I turn on the stream, like, wow, they're actually having a really good time.
Look, you guys all have a point, but it all goes out the window because Ice is literally the epitome of the celebrity that you never want to meet. The people that you look up to, because you have this idea built up that he's real cool, all this litty shit. Then you meet him and the room's musty and motherfucker got Red Bull cans laying everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's not what you thought it would be. You know that room musty.
No, it's not. It's not. It really isn't.
Maybe I'll love that smell.
It's not. Really, it's not.
When you love someone, it doesn't matter.
I'll say something to all of that, though.
You need to improve their lives because they're saying, hey, I'm a streamer, I'm gonna go get likes, I'm gonna go get fucking shit. Like, you know? That's one of the main reasons why people go to him.
Okay.
You need to confirm the mustiness. Is it don't speak?
Y'all are too worried about what it smells like.
At the end of the day,
Alright, wait. Everybody's still talking.
Ice, can I smell you come? I want to smell it with a tape. I want to smell it.
See, that's how they go. Conspiracy for the first two. On the internet. They were in person. They get Ice.
Hey, this is the
for the dude who wanted to be Ice, right? In LA, you want to go to LA and shit. I would go to LA, but not just solely for Ice. Go experience LA.
Yes, exactly.
Make that like a side.
I've already wanted to go. I already have the fucking trip planned, but that gives me something to do while I'm there. And we just discussed everything. I'm just like, come on, I want to hear what Bell has to say because he's actually interacted with the guy. Like, I know we can make our own judgment.
Did you watch Ice when he was in Paris?
Yeah.
He did go to Paris?
Yeah, he did to visit me. Okay, this is what I have to say about all of this, about the visiting Ice thing. All right, so I came here like 6 months ago for like a pursuit for a freaking production degree at USC. I didn't get in, but like I've been here, and then the competition started, and that's why I came around Ice.
Yeah,
but
you didn't go for no reason. You didn't spend like all your money on a plane ticket just to be there to like do 1 5-minute stream and like expect to live in the house. You went there
But that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. I think there's a difference between certain people who do actually go, and this is kind of what I was talking about at first. People do, like, I was watching the what's his name, Harvey J, the Harvey J stream, and a guy did that. A guy showed up to the house expecting to basically hang and kick it with Ice, and that's the norm, and that's the normal type of thing that happens. And it is interesting to see that type of a thing happen because he does leave it open. You know, Ice does leave it open for that.
A literal homeless shelter on Google. Did you really fucking? No way. Look up the people sign in here. 60% of people ever making their main priority to be Ice. 60%.
So essentially, the problem is that he might not be available all the time, and that's the problem. And he does have his own life, even though he does, even though he does open up the doors.
Think about the fact that he doesn't wake up till like 3 as well.
Yeah.
Well, now.
Do you think
Now, I mean, before.
Do you think he has any real friends?
Yes, I do. I know he does. He does, but he can't keep a lot of good people around him because of this problem of the hostility. And there are some people who come in I see it, like, oh my god, when I was there as a butler, I see it. Some people come through to literally gain as much as possible from him, and that's what he is trying to prevent.
Everyone's using Ice.
Oh, this is what I was gonna say in the first portion of this video, this stream. I was gonna say I saw something that was deep inside of Ice. When we were doing the competition, the first time I even saw his face, the whole like first interaction of like the audition, he said like straight up, "You're not gonna try you're not here trying to do this for clout, right? And what he said, when he said that though, I think his face was turned away from the camera, but I saw it in his eyes was filled with like a lot of anger. And like,
he's just sad that everyone's there to be famous.
Yeah, that's when
you have real friends when everyone's there just to get their own streaming career.
But also, it wasn't just.
So much bullshit.
But what I'm saying is,
the eye of the public. This is their lives.
Yeah.
This is what he wanted.
This is not. I don't think anyone wants this. But wait, hold on. Let me continue.
If you are famous and you're complaining about meeting people and doing shit, find a new fucking job. Don't be a public figure then. Get the fuck off YouTube.
All right, hold on.
Will Smith is like, go back and go low figure.
Okay, hold on. Let me continue. When he did this, when he said that, it was not just filled with anger though. It was filled with a lot of pain at the same time. It was like at the same time, if you're like an acting exercise, it came out as anger then pain. It just like boom boom, and then I answered the question. And like I immediately kind of understood what his position was. It was that he's kind of stuck in this position where he wants to bring people in, but he can't. He can't bring everybody in. He wants to, but he really can't because he gets burned, and he's been being burned recently really hard. Like, what is that girl's name, man? The girl with the long hair.
Cassandra? Kimberly?
No, the girl before. No. The other girl. The girl who was literally there for clout.
The girl with the hair. Marie's used to it. She's
No, that other girl with the. The one who. No, the girl who was there literally before, with black hair, and she said that she was like a hook. She said that she was a hooker or something, or.
About the one that got kicked out?
Yeah, I think so. Jessie, yes, that girl. That girl. I'm talking about Jessie.
Oh, yeah, the fat one.
Oh, Jessie. Jesse's there for
That girl.
charging ICE like $200 for it.
You know what's funny, guys? Everyone forgot about her.
But that's the thing.
No one thought about
If you would have said the fat slut, I would have known exactly.
Yeah, except the slug.
No, it's cool, Bill. Like, this is great. Like,
She-
you really
She was there. She was there for a while. You know, she was there for a good while, and while I was watching the streams and seeing her there, it seemed like ICE was really trying to help her get out of what she was in. She was stuck in this mindset that she has to find a guy with a bunch of clout, a bunch of money, and she deserves this. That is exactly what she deserves. And yeah, and it was like terrible, but that was her mindset. And this is the type of that's the type of person who can come near him that quickly and can stay near him that quickly for that long. And so I think that's what he's trying to prevent. And so sometimes you can't really prevent that.
Puts themselves in the spotlight to get that much hate will probably get a chance to be on there for a while.
But then again, he also wants people that do have some sort of clout. Like, he can't just accept anybody on the network.
Well, he'll accept anyone that gets
have.
Because
Not like clout, but
Yeah,
popularity.
except anyone out there on the network. Look at all the people that are on the network. It's all random, bro. What the fuck?
What are you talking about? Not everyone is random.
A lot of people are random. A lot of people are.
have
The PX networks are leeches
already.
We're leeches and became friends and normal people in the community.
Because the whole point is like the business strategy is to get people who have a community that isn't already in the CX network, so they can grow the community and have more
Most of the people who are on the
as a
community
business
right now. Because
What about like
That's kind of true. They took Lexi from Live Me. They took that fucking.
That's where she's from. Okay.
That's facts.
Harvey?
Andy is not one of these girls. She had a fucking therapist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's the definition of some random guy that just showed up and ended up on the network.
Burger Planet.
Because
But like still,
they said at the beginning that they are inviting people with equal viewers to Ice. Like, they want, some are like that. They want equal viewers to Ice so they can get more people to watch.
Does anyone know how Shrill ended up there? Like, where was his first appearance?
Because he has like 1 million subscribers on YouTube. He makes kid videos. Yeah, he has a lot. He makes more money doing his YouTube videos than he does.
Shrill Otter's been like,
I'll tell you the story. Shrill Otter has a YouTube channel. Has like a million subscribers, and he just wanted friends. And he went to the car stream, and he gave the car to the guy.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Remember when Shrill Otter was K-pop Andy?
I like the K-pop Andy better.
K-pop, he's a really good streamer. I watched one of his streams one day. He was cooking rice in a rice cooker. Amazing stream. Actually a really good stream. Think about that. Cooking rice in a rice cooker. Right? If you can make that interesting, that means you're a good fucking stream.
That sounds pretty hot, actually.
Made a barbecue in a fucking city where he didn't know anyone in the park. And he did like barbecue. You know, remember that shit? Hamburgers and shit for all the homeless.
Oh, that was a good one.
That stream was fucking crazy. Like,
wholesome content.
Back when the stream snipers weren't there,
wholesome content, not a bunch of random nonsense.
But
don't have many friends that don't know how to, like, you don't know. I do know how to interact with people in my life, but it's like one of those things. Right now in my life, I don't have a lot of friends and I don't interact with a lot of people. And it's one of those things where it's like, if I wanted to do that, if I wanted to go have a barbecue in the park, that's the type of situation that I would run into. And it's interesting to watch somebody do that, and it inspires you to like, hey, maybe I should
get out. Yeah, get out and get interactive with people.
Or maybe it's you don't even have to do it yourself. You just, if you're watching it, you feel like you're a part of it.
You feel like you're exactly.
Well, people are living life.
What I liked about the stream also is that
that's what it is.
He went out of his house. He had nothing. He went into stores. He got everything he needed. You know, he showed us all that. Like, you can start from scratch. Of course, you need a few dollars, but not that much. And you buy it.
It's so hard to start from scratch.
You do it. You just gotta.
I don't know if you guys watch that shit, but yo, Sam Pepper's that stream, Stairway to Heaven, when they were in Hawaii, that was one of the best fucking streams I've watched in so long. That was the sun was rising. Like they went out at like 5 a.m. They fucking. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Stairway to Heaven, but it's like a renowned fucking climb in Hawaii, right?
Oh, of course.
And so many people have died on the climb and stuff. It's like actually a really hard climb. Fucking thing, and they did it in the morning, and they watched the sunrise and everything. It was such a good stream. Like that was. That's cool.
We got to the top, and there was like a group of people up there, like eating, like in the Starbucks or whatever.
The one thing about Sam Pepper, he's the example of someone that Ice does not want around. At first, he's cool, but he is the epitome of a hidden agenda. Like, he literally he only like followed Ice and stuff because he kind of fucked up his YouTube thing, and he knew Ice was getting big, so he sucked up to him to try and get in on the action. And then he pissed everyone else off because he acted, like Sam Pepper.
And then he smiled. Listen. He's not older than everybody, though, right? Like, in all honesty,
he's like 30.
When he's sitting there and he's watching everybody act like fucking idiots, he's fucking 29. Like, yeah, we joke, he's 24. He's a fucking man. Like, he's a fully grown man.
Well, so is Blade.
Like Andy Millennium.
Yeah, so is Blade, but Blade's a fucking idiot.
Hey, don't talk about me.
I mean, like, I think Blade's alright, but, like, Blade's only there because he's Paul's childhood hero.
Blade is there because Keemstar will do some bullshit to them.
Blade's actually pretty famous.
Blade is just.
Oh my god.
Like, I'm not disrespecting the guy, but he's not famous anymore.
Blade,
that's what I said.
Blade is there because he's a real people's person. Like, he was going to LA. He didn't even have a place to stay. He talked his way literally into their house. He talked home into damn near anything. Like, he's smart, but again, with those social skills, like, you never talk him into doing anything.
I think Blade is a real dude also.
Guys,
he's a real guy.
Remember when the fucking Butler stream was going on and everybody was doing the eliminations, right? When you remember that, though? Right? You guys remember that shit? When Blade got on the stream to do the eliminations, it put into respect of fuck up, don't fuck up. And when Blade got on the stream to do the fucking eliminations, he like snapped into like how he was with his streaming over like in his classic days. Like right away he was like, okay, this is what I need to do. I'm a judge on a panel. This is what I'm doing. This is my position. Like he snapped into that. Like he knows how to act in front of a camera. Which
he just has an alcohol problem, and honestly, he needs help.
Yeah, that's
100%.
Like the quarterback
problem. Like
actually like him now.
Anything to the maximum.
Blade at TwitchCon, like he would not act like Jesse Wellens at TwitchCon.
Like, don't talk too much shit about Blade. He's doing good now.
Blade's time to go.
Well, is he not drinking? Like,
no,
he's not drinking. He went to Ram Ranch like the other day and he didn't drink.
Okay, well, props to him.
Yeah, Big Bruce over. He figured it out.
I like how we started on one thing and we're like on a completely different subject.
Okay, let's change the topic.
Hey, bro, First Amendment, that's the beautiful thing about conversation, bro.
Yeah, but we started off on how people like show up to ICE's house and stuff.
I thought we started out because
still on that.
How racism talk.
That's still that.
Like an hour and a half.
But I'm saying like when Bell was like, never mind. But okay.
Bell is smart as fuck. Drinking water, that's smart.
If you had a celebrity and like you had a chance to meet him, would you do it? If like open door policy, that's what
I would love to, but I'm not gonna fly across the country to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But I mean, if you really liked them, like
well, of course you would.
But that's what people do, though. That's the thing. People do that regardless.
Don't talk to a lot of people and all that shit. It's gonna be a mess.
There's like, if you're going there to meet him, you should know that, like, that's it. Like, he's a person, he don't want you hanging around. So,
yeah, because that's what I mean. Like, when your fans don't really have social skills and they can't read your fucking, your face, and they can't read that you're uncomfortable, then you're gonna probably end up getting pressed and pushed and, all that other shit.
And read signs and knowing your time to leave is your time to leave. You shouldn't have to be like, so, okay, you have a conversation for like 2 hours. Okay, you guys don't talk. He goes off to the other room. Oh, okay, I should probably leave because it's getting late. But no, people just fucking. People sit there like fucking. People sit there like fish. My name's Rich. People sit there like fish. I can still stay here, right? We're not talking to move to the other room, but I can still stay here, right?
Did you actually do that?
Guys, that's exactly what I was saying before. When I brought up the topic of going and meeting ICE, like, I already have the idea of I want to see LA. I don't want to. It's not that I want to go to LA to meet ICE. I want to go to LA because I want to see LA. I want to see the environment. I want to experience it. I want to go and just check it out. To be able to go and meet ICE is another thing, like a checklist. So that's something to do on the checklist while you're there. So yeah, go have a 2-hour conversation. And get the fuck out. Like, don't sit there and like lurk and beach around. Like, or if you're there, you're gonna hang out, you're gonna smoke a couple bongs, you're gonna hang out for the night. That's happening, but right? But like,
I just wrote a podcast, Bell's Discord podcast.
Pretty much.
Like, honestly, I would love to stream, but I only get 300 kilobytes per second, so it's kind of impossible.
Yeah, that's
like I can only play like a game. Like I can't even have Discord and the game going. Like the internet is just that shit. But that's just how life is.
Wait, Bell, can you give us a teaser?
Why is your internet
Yeah, what? What's up?
Hold on, guys. This is Bell's stream at the end of the day. And he
No,
hasn't
wait.
said
Alright,
anything.
I let you guys go. I find it interesting. Basically,
Can you give us a teaser on the 25th or whatever that day
24th. Okay, the 24th. There's gonna be a comedy show that is also aided with TTS. It might be the TTS might be $1. It might be $2, but the TTS is gonna be like cheaper. It's not gonna be crazy, obviously, but what's gonna happen is people will go up, do their stand-up routines, and TTS is just gonna play, and media is gonna play also. So I don't think these guys know how bad it's gonna get. They're thick-skinned because they're comedians. They're good at what they do, but it's gonna be.
That's a good idea, bro.
It's gonna be crazy, but
I saw your videos on YouTube.
And the N-word.
As an actor,
he already does
you're
have
great,
it in
man.
all
We can
forms.
see
see the passion. We see the love. You got this.
What I'm noticing with you guys is that you guys are getting meta. You guys are getting into the meta about a lot of things, and I know that there are a lot of things that are normally misconstrued. It's gonna be it's pretty interesting to hear you guys talk about, like, I guess the environment. Like, for one guy who actually wants to come here to LA, it might be really hard to actually, meet ICE in general, and especially now that there's a mansion, and especially now that there's much more control, in terms of like who comes in, who's able to meet who, and how long people are able to stay. People do stay, but it's very disjointed, and so it's complicated.
I understand you, man. That clip of SSJ saying like, "Oh, literally one part of my job is to tell ICE who to trust and whatnot." Like he
doesn't have a good perspective on who to actually trust, though.
Yeah, but what's funny is I said something like, "Oh, I can judge people good," but then you have a clip of SSJ saying, "One of my jobs is literally to tell ICE who to trust." I'm like, what? But yeah, like other thing is like people are so focused like on the details and like and shit like that, where it's just like just let shit happen,
Yeah, I think you should just do your streams and not think too much about ICE or the CX network, but think about the opportunity you got into all the work you put in, and get that opportunity, because now you can meet everyone. You have credit.
Yeah, it's very true.
But your bell, man, people know you.
Yeah, and I would just like to add something though, like,
and meet people, and you've got the network. You don't need to meet ICE or anything. You're on the CX network. You can meet all the people in there, and do your thing, and stay yourself, and you will build up your personality more and more. And get more confidence.
And what I wanted to add to that before we go on is Bell's like not the type of guy to like be like, "Oh, I gotta hang out with this dude." Bell knows that he can make it himself. People who are like, "Oh, you should meet up with this guy. You should meet up." No. At the end of the day, it's up to Bell who he wants to go and meet up with, and on Tuesday he wants to meet up. He doesn't.
That's true. That is true. Though.
He doesn't need to go hang out with Mexican Andy and Blade and all this other.
That's true, but yeah.
He can do that on his own terms. He doesn't need to like do it for the content. And I'm pretty sure that Bell's gonna agree with me on that. Like Bell.
Oh, snap! What happened? What happened?
So guys, give me a second so I can explain to Bell and he's not get confused. I was saying how like you don't need to hang out with other CX members just because people say or people like are begging you to. You can do that on your own terms, and you don't have to be like, "Oh, I need to go hang out with this person to rely on them." Like
it's true. I do. I know that. I've been trying to. I've definitely been trying to stay away from like the mansion.
Wait, I agree. He doesn't need to.
Well, let me add in the description.
He can.
Let me add one thing.
It's an option. It's an option, and it's a good thing.
Right after the Butler stream, when everyone was saying go to the date, I mean that was for your
right.
That was good for you. That was like content. It was a way for you to get back on the camera.
Bell wanted to do on his own terms. Like he could have said no.
I mean, at first,
but still, it's not.
I don't know. I remember
people wanted him on, dude.
stream, okay? Bell was on the Butler stream, and then after the Butler stream, he decided to, hey, maybe I'm just gonna go live like a day or two later. I'm not even too sure. And all of a sudden, I got a notification. I wasn't even subscribed. Just because I watched the streams, and because YouTube is crazy like that, I got
recommended or some shit.
Well, it's shit like that. Like, Bell's a genuine dude. Like, if you notice, like, Cassandra hasn't even gone online since she got kicked from the house.
She doesn't do shit.
Don't even put Cassandra and Bell in the same sentence.
People enjoy the content that he's creating, right? And so it doesn't matter whether or not, like, he didn't win the Butler stream, and that was probably the very best thing that could happen. Now he has the opportunity.
But honestly, like, yeah, it's kind of a blessing and a curse or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
100% a blessing. That's so much better. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do now, and you have an option.
Bell is like sleeping water.
Got kicked from the Butler.
Tsunami.
You're the fucking 1% that actually can contribute content.
And he's
the best thing that could have ever happened.
absorbing. And when the time comes, he will.
What I would like to
see,
see
it's
is
gonna
next
go all out.
UFCX.
Just don't forget us little people.
I'm not. Trust me. I'm still looking for my original subscribers. I want to like.
I loved hanging out with you guys tonight. It was really cool talking. This is the first time I've actually hung out in Discord.
Yeah, that's true. I've never joined a fucking Discord because the Ice Poseidon one's a shit show.
No, you don't go to that.
Yeah.
You don't go there at all.
I'm glad I joined.
Yeah, this is the first time I've actually been in a Discord call.
Yeah.
All right.
Conversation.
Well, thank you for being here.
Yes, to $1. I really want to donate.
Thank you guys for being here. It was very fun.
Good talking to you, Bill. Good talking to you, boys.
All right.
Bye. But Bill.
Yes.
UFCX. Who would you like to go against?
Oh man, everybody wants me to fight somebody.
Because you're a buff dude.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna change the whole thing now.
I'm not.
It's not to beat anyone up. It's just fight.
Hold on. I'm not trying to be rude to Bell right now. I'm not trying to be rude to Bell right now. And like, well, okay. It's not even applying to Bell because he has like training and other shit. Like I think he said martial arts and shit. But like, just because a person is buff doesn't mean they know how to fight. And I'm not saying that to Bell. I'm just saying, like, if you see a buff guy, say, for example, some fucking guy, like, I don't know, Arnold in his fucking prime, and he's super buff, doesn't mean necessarily he can always fight.
Okay, we know that.
Yeah, but on the background, the argument
with Bell's background, I know Bell can fight. There's a difference. There's a difference between being buff and actually knowing how to fight. Bell knows how to fight.
Now you showed me, man.
Competition.
Nigel apparently knows how to fight too.
Because at the end of the day, Bell is the #1 winner. And you have to read a book by a guy named Machiavelli. He's an Italian guy.
I've heard of him.
Books, yeah, in the 16th century. And the main thing he said was, fake your death to kill your enemies when they don't expect it. Because at the end of the day, you're still alive. You're still there.
That sounds like a Sun Tzu quote.
You know, you got this. Every day, subscribers.
Yeah.
And you're staying true to yourself like a real Tupac Shakur.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's a real guy. He reminds me of Tupac. Because
Bell reminds you of Tupac.
I can see he's like a very cool, kind guy and shit. But if you get him started, now, you know.
What's the modern day rap? What's the modern day rap? Does it go like, sucking my pussy? What was that you did, Bell?
What? Excuse me.
Look at my pussy.
Oh yeah.
What?
Sucking on.
Or something like that.
You know? He's like a young Tupac.
Right.
Oh, I'm telling you.
I never.
I mean, considering he plays guitar, I wouldn't call him Tupac.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix, but without heroin.
Dude, I fucking love Jimi Hendrix. That's why I asked that question.
Bell, did he turn you $1 TTS on?
See what? Did I turn $1 TTS on? No, I did not yet. I'm still in the call. I mean,
Get rid of this dollar.
I don't need it. I'm sorry.
Please just do it. I want to have my message read.
We'll have it read another day.
But dude, TTS, $1 TTS, you can get $1 a minute. You think of it that way.
Make $100 an hour.
It's fine. If he doesn't turn $1 TTS on, I'll just donate $20 all in one go.
The reason why
I don't think it's fine, sir.
No, tomorrow I'm gonna donate $20.
Dude, people are donating like $3 to Mr. G.
Yeah, like $1 TTS. I'd be more willing to give up $1.
Oh, absolutely.
Donating to Mr. G. Goddamn.
Yeah, imagine.
I feel bad for the guy, but it's a real shit show.
Oh, I think he needs money
Something
now.
about, like, having a competition of like jerking off 20 times a day or some shit was weird.
Oh,
yeah, I saw
yeah.
that.
I saw that shit too. This is fucking horrible.
That was cringing.
Yeah, that
Dude,
was...
imagine your kids fucking watching this shit on YouTube or I don't know wherever the fuck.
He's not having kids.
Turn $1 DPS on.
Not only is he not gonna like meet a woman who wants that, but no adoption agency is gonna ever give him anything after seeing what happened to him online.
Yeah.
How can a guy like that?
Mr. G's from Hawaii, right?
How was he a teacher?
It was like, yeah, he was a teacher.
He had his shit figured out.
He has the biggest downfall I have ever heard of in my life. Like it took him like 3 months.
It really did, and he doesn't know when to stop. And that's why he ruined himself.
Hey, you guys know who had a real big downfall? Is DJ.
Oh yeah.
Who? Who's that?
Don't know.
I can tell you why SSJ.
Well, DJ did it. Actually,
Well-
I was gonna say DJ did it to
Daniel
himself too.
Panzer? Who's that?
Little trust fund, little.
Well, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream.
I can tell you why
Hello?
Jim Carrey's back and DJ's
Hello?
not back.
Hello?
DJ's not back because he
Hello?
shows his dick on stream.
Hello?
DJ's not back. Hold on. DJ's not
Yes.
back because he shows his dick, and also he threatens people, and he doesn't admit to anything. Scuff Jim Carrey's back after the gun situation because Scuff Jim Carrey can at least apologize and is not crazy all the time and can actually move on from shit. That's why DJ's doing
Wasn't
that.
that a while ago though, the whole gun?
Yeah, but that was Scuff Jim Carrey's brother, which Scuff Jim Carrey told his brother to do that, and
Okay.
you know, he's not really like he proved himself that he can move on. That's why he's back on the network.
Well,
Let's get-
people argue that Scuff Jim Carrey's an actor? Like, I want to know the facts behind
He's
that.
not
I've
an
never seen him
actor.
on camera. Bell has. So, like, Bell, what do you think?
He's not an actor. He's
Scuff
just...
Jim Carrey model run or some shit. He's an actor.
There's a video of him.
Mel's trying to
going
talk,
to like
bro.
a runway, but he's not like he's like a D actor. Like he's not like.
But he's not a movie extra. Like, you're not going to find him in the back of the Avengers.
He's like a Z-list actor.
Yeah, he's like literally he's a joke. Like honestly, the people used him to make fun of him. Like trying to get the acting part, but it won't really like he thought. He was being serious, but they weren't taking him serious.
If he had that haircut that he got from, what's the guy's name with all the tattoos again? I don't know.
Okay, so now that's the end of the stream. Thank you guys for watching. It was great. It's about like, it was a great long stream, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it. So yeah, it's about 2 hours. So, all right, that was that, and there we go. There.